So, you might have seen my post with the astrology coming up to the new moon and a significant focus on the energy of Chiron, the wounded healer, and how our wounds are actually the source of our healing. If we can be brave enough and strong enough to reopen them and re-experience them. And a lot of times it's from our childhood or could be from our lineage or past life, if you believe in that. Lineage is easy. And if we can go back, if we can see the things that are triggering us now and then go back to the original source of that and take care of ourselves and heal that wound ourselves, we may be able to move forward in a new way. So, for example, I can be really triggered and traumatized by people that make a commitment or promise to me and then fall short of that renege on that. And I can do that too. I can overcommit and then have to back out of commitments. But I'm particularly triggered when other people do it to me. And I understand intellectually that shit happens and people need to make changes to what they've committed to. But in my body, I've stored this trauma of people breaking promises to me. And as I've worked with it, I've gone back to something that happened in my childhood, an incident. And the incident was I had saved probably for close to a year. And for a 8 or 9-year-old, this is a significant accomplishment. Box tops off of a cereal box so that I could order this doll. And I was so excited when I finished that last cereal box and cut that last box top off. And my stepdad said, I'll send it in for you. I needed $1. You needed all the box tops plus $1. And I remember sitting at the kitchen table. I remember everything. Well, that doll never came. And because of the history that I had with this man, not a good relationship, and frequently making promises and breaking them to me, which I would call him out on, but I wouldn't get anywhere because I was 7, 8, or 9. I felt in my heart he just never sent it. And that created a really deep wounding. So that incident is now coming up in my life. I have a deep sense of fairness and commitments that people make to me, and I feel so emotional and traumatized and abandoned when those commitments or promises are broken. So what I've done, and I had a reaffirmation of this from several people, from a friend of mine who is a healer, and also from a book that I was reading by Madison Taylor called Unmedicated. So I actually went in to take care of that little girl and ordered myself a doll. So it's going to be coming in the mail. So the point of this story is we all carry trauma, and it was a big deal at that time, and it's buried somewhere in my body. And so my next step is to see where in my body that trauma needs to be healed. And I'll be going into meditation and journaling to see where is it? Where in my body does that need to be healed? And my intuition says it's my liver, which I have an issue with at the moment and have for quite some time, because that's where anger is, and I was very angry about that. But underneath that is deep sadness and grief that this man could do this to a little girl. I could never do that to somebody. And at the same time, then I need to write a letter of forgiveness to him. Where was he at? What was wrong with him? What trauma had he suffered that would cause him to make such a choice? So it's time. It's time to look at our wounds and care for ourselves and parent ourselves and heal ourselves, and then share that with other people so that they can heal. Be well.